Hi, pupils, and welcome to the channel Tanya's Polyglot. In today's lesson, we are going to learn idioms. If you want to master them, please stay.
Welcome to Language Adventure with Tanya. Imagine exploring the world through its languages. Picture yourself strolling past the Eiffel Tower, diving into the rich history of Germany, or savoring the vibrant culture of Spain. Each language opens a door to new experiences, friendships, and understanding. Whether you're mastering English, dancing to Korean rhythms, or savoring French cuisine, every word you learn is a step on this exciting journey. Let's embark on this adventure together and unlock the beauty of communication across the globe.
So you must be wondering, but what is an idiom? And the answer is simple. An idiom is a phrase or expression whose meaning is different from the literal meaning of the individual words. Idioms are used to convey ideas, emotions, or situations in a more colorful or imaginative way. So now the 100 million question, right? How to form idioms? Idioms are fixed expressions that cannot be formed by following specific grammatical rules. They develop naturally in a language over time based on culture, history, and tradition. Unlike regular phrases, idioms are not created intentionally. Instead, they evolve through usage and become widely recognized. So that means, guys, that there is no a structure to form them. They just exist as they are. So now, guys, to begin with this class, I have this question for you. Have you ever heard a phrase in English that doesn't have a literal meaning but conveys a special message? If the answer is yes, for example, we have here hit the road. Do you think that is like to take like a hammer and hit the road, right? Like broke the road. And no, that is not the meaning, guys. The meaning is to begin the trip. When you are about to travel, right? Begin the trip. Hit the road, begin the trip. So be careful in those details. Then we have they are figurative expressions whose meaning cannot be directly deducted from the words that make them up. Then we have here, guys, this table to maybe have a better idea how is the meaning of these expressions. The idiom we have hit the road, for example, we need to hit the road. It means early to avoid the traffic. We need to go early to avoid the traffic. Then we have the idiom backseat driver. Stop being a backseat driver. This means I know how to drive. Then we have miss the boat. I missed the boat on that job application. What it's mean? That I missed the opportunity maybe to get a job. Then we have in the same boat. We are in the same boat. It means both of us are unemployed. In the same situation, in other words, right? Unemployed. Fast track something. They fast tracked my visa application. Then we have throw some under the bus. Someone under the bus. He threw me under the bus to save himself. So I hope that is a little bit more clear um, what an idiom is, and we can literally take the meaning of each word. So be careful because it's not what it seems the meaning. So now guys, let's see some examples of idioms. Break the ice. Do you think that is literally take the hammer and break the cube of ice? And no guys, that is not the meaning. The meaning is to start a conversation and make people feel more comfortable. In other words, when you are like maybe in your first day of class or in your first job, and maybe people used to be shy and you are like more confident, and you start like, hi, how are you, what's your name, and things like that. That is break the ice to start a conversation and make people feel more comfortable. Then we have piece of cake, something very easy to do. For example, when someone asks you, how was the test? Oh, it was like a piece of cake. You are saying it was easy to do it, right? Then we have spill the beans, to reveal a secret. It's clear, right? I don't need to give any example because it's clear what it means. Then we have under the weather. This is an expression to say, oh, mate, I am sick. I am feeling sick today. Under the weather. For example, if someone asks you, hey, mate, how do you feel today? And you feel sick, you could, instead of say, I'm sick, you can say, under the weather. And you will sound more like an American. Then we have hit the box. This means to study hard. This is something that I do daily to do content for you guys, and I hope that you appreciate my efforts. I hit the box daily for you. No, I'm just kidding. But this to study hard. For example, when you have a test or a job interview and someone asks you, how was your test? Or how was the process to got 10 or A in this exam? And you said, I hit the books to get that 10 or things like that, right? So be careful in those details and you will speak English like a pro. Let's see more examples. These are examples or idioms, word related idioms. For example, we have call it a day, to stop working for the day. For example, we've finished enough for now. Let's call it a day. This is mean stop working, right? Call it a day. Then we have think outside the box. To think creatively. We need to think outside the box to solve this problem. This means we need to be more creative to solve this problem. Then we have climb the corporate ladder to move up in the workplace hierarchy. For example, he's trying to climb the corporate ladder quickly, burn the midnight oil. This means to work late into the night. Burn the midnight oil. It doesn't have any sense if you try to translate this word, but if you know the meaning, you won't get confused. Then we have, for example, I had to burn the midnight oil to finish the report. Like, I had to work through until midnight to finish the report, right? Then we have get the ball rolling to start something. For example, let's get the ball rolling on this new project. It's like to say, let's start on this new project or things like that, right? But we can take literally or take the translator and say, oh, it means this, because I'm 100% sure that will be incorrect, even if literally the translator is translated those words in its meaning. For example, hit, right? This hit. So, but in other contexts, guys, so be careful in those details. So now, guys, let's see more examples. We have here see eye to eye. For example, they don't see eye to eye about politics. Tie the knot. Then we have they are planning to tie the knot next summer. Then we have breakup. For example, they broke up after 5 years together. This was good, right? When you have a breakup with your boyfriend or girlfriend, you can use this expression. Or when you are trying to when you are divorced, right? We break up. They broke up after 5 years together. Then we have go the extra mile. For example, he always goes the extra mile to help his friends. It's like to do more effort than the necessary. Then we have hit it off. For example, they hit it off as soon as they met. Like to rush things, right? Then we have this common expression, right? It's raining cats and dogs, but it's not literally that we will see from the sky falling cats and dogs, because that is impossible. It means, for example, don't forget your umbrella, it's raining cats and dogs. Come rain or shine. For example, don't forget your umbrella. It means that outside of your house or your work or wherever you are, um, it's raining really hard. That's why it says it's raining cats and dogs. This means that it's like a big storm, right? Then we have come, rain, or shine. For example, I be there at 8 a.m. Come, rain, or shine. Then we have a storm in a teacup. For example, the argument was just a storm in a teacup under the sun. Then we talk about everything under the sun, weather the storm. For example, they managed to weather the storm and save their business. Then we have here how to create idiomatic expressions for fun or writing. Although idioms cannot usually be invented on the spot and become widely accepted, you can create figurative phrases to add creativity in writing. Here are some tips. Use metaphors. Relate an idea to something visual or familiar. For example, literally, he is very confident. In figurative, you can say, he was like a lion in a room full of sheep. That means that he is confident. He was like a lion in a room full of sheep. It's like ironic, right? But it have a sense in English. Let's see more. Include symbolism. Use objects or actions as the symbols for abstract ideas. For example, the clock is ticking means the time is running out. Incorporate wordplay, use puns, rhymes, or humor to create catchy expressions. For example, she's fishing for compliments. Simplify common observations, turn everyday actions into metaphors. For example, don't cry over spilled milk. It means don't worry about past mistakes. Not literally cried over the spilled milk. So be careful in those details, and you will like understand the ironic phrases that maybe some people could tell you. So now let's see the key features of idioms. Non-literal meaning. The meaning cannot be understood by translating each word. For example, kick the bucket means to die, not actually to kick a bucket. Cultural expressions. Idioms often reflect cultural ideas and traditions, making them unique to each language. Then we have common usage. Native speakers frequently use idioms in casual conversations, making them essential for fluency. So now, guys, I decided to picture out this example for you to have a better idea of how idioms works. For example, we have the expression or idiom break the ice. Do you think that is like to break the ice? No, that is grammatically incorrect. And we have here the right example. If you see here, we have like the boss and the two workers, right? He told a joke to break the ice at the meeting. Like, he started the conversation and everybody felt comfortable. He told a joke to break the ice at the meeting. Like the maybe the silence in the room, right? He told a joke to break the ice at the meeting. So this is the right way to say it, not this one. So be careful in those details. So now guys, after all that information that I give you, it's time to make an activity time. And the activity says choose the right answer. We have one, two, three, four, five options in which is you can choose and write it down below in the comments. What do you think that is the right word for these phrases? For example, the number one, I wasn't feeling well this morning, so I stayed home because I was a bit. What do you think? A piece of cake? I don't know. Write it down below in the comments and I'll be reading those comments. The project was much easier than I expected. It was really, really what? Then we have after a long day of work, we decided to and go home. I can't believe you solved that problem so quickly. You really. The team is working hard too on this new marketing campaign. So, guys, I'll be reading those comments. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. In this way, this we know that we are trying to learn something. Don't be afraid. All of us do mistakes. So thank you guys. Don't forget to give a like and hit the bell button and subscribe. And of course, write down below in the comments your answer. See you in the next lesson.